everybody, Gavin McCormack here. This week we're learning all about whales and specifically my favorite whale, the humpback whale. Now we're here with John and Maria Bowes. Hello, John.
G'day, Gavin.
And we are in Antarctica in the Great Southern Ocean, and we're nestled here in some brash ice, which is really gorgeous. Check out this location. Now, the Great Southern Ocean is a wonderful sanctuary for the humpback whale. John, tell us, why do the humpbacks love this area and where have they traveled from?
So this area is the home of the krill, which is the whale's food. They come here to feast on the krill every summer, and then in the winter they migrate up the tropics to have their babies.
Oh.
And here we're south of South America, and so from here they migrate along the coast of South America.
And why do they come here? Do they bring their baby here after giving birth?
They do. The baby stays with the mother for about 2 years and follows her wherever she goes.
Is there any risks to the baby on the way? I mean, humpbacks are pretty big. Are there any predators that might prey upon this animal?
The only predator they have is the orca or killer whale, and they hunt in packs, and they'll sometimes preferentially target small humpback whales.
Wow, we know that they eat krill, but krill are so small and the whale is just so big. I mean, surely one krill is not going to satisfy the appetite of such an enormous beast.
Well, one krill wouldn't even satisfy your appetite, Gavin's. It's not going to go anywhere near satisfying the appetite of a humpback whale, but the humpback whales have various ways of concentrating schools of krill so that they can actually get a large mouthful full of krill. And krill's a schooling crustacean. They are up to about 6 centimetres long. And when you get a large school of those, there's quite a lot of food in a mouthful.
And how do they catch them? I understand there's something called bubble netting. We saw it last night. It's pretty amazing. The whale had its fin out of the water and was swimming in a circular motion. What was it doing?
So bubble netting refers to creating a ring of bubbles which concentrate the krill in a tight pack. And the whale we saw last night was doing a combination of bubble netting, also herding the krill into a tight ball of krill. And so it was using both the bubbles and its pectoral fin to concentrate the krill.
Right, now how do whales breathe? Are they fish? I mean, do they have fins like normal fish that we see in rivers, like cod or trout?
They're not even closely related to fish. They're mammals like you and I. So they have hair, they have mammaries, they provide milk for their babies, they have internal fertilization, whereas fish just spawn in the sea, and they have lungs, so they need to come to the surface to breathe. When a humpback whale breathes out, it's got very large lungs, and so the air coming out of a humpback whale's lungs can come out at speeds of up to 500 kilometers an hour. So they empty their lungs very quickly and fill them up again very quickly.
And how big are we talking about? I mean, how big is a humpback whale's eye or heart? I mean, these things are pretty gigantic.
Yeah, so they have very large hearts. The blue whale is the largest whale, even larger than a humpback whale, and a small child can crawl through the aorta of a blue whale. So that's the major blood vessel coming out of the heart.
Right.
The lungs of a blue whale are the size of Volkswagen Beetles. So each lung is that size, so it's a huge amount of air to empty in a fraction of a second.
Now, yesterday when I saw the whale, he popped his head out of the water. I didn't really see any teeth. I mean, are there different types of whales? I understand there's a type of whale called a baleen whale. Is a humpback a baleen whale?
Yes, a humpback whale is a baleen whale, and they filter feed, so they don't have teeth for biting large animals like fish or seals. They have got baleen, and baleen acts like a filter. What they do is they take a large volume of water in their mouth, and then they squeeze that water out through the baleen, and the krill get trapped on the baleen, and the whale then licks the krill off the baleen to swallow it.
Oh my goodness me. And because there's about 700 trillion krill in this ocean at any given moment, this is a perfect spot for them to feed.
Certainly is.
Now, this week, we want you to actually do some more research on the humpback whale. The humpback whale grows extremely quickly. Can you tell us a bit more about how quick they grow from being a baby or a calf into a fully grown, humpback?
Well, all I can say is extremely quickly. I'm not sure of the exact rate, but I do know that the milk that they produce is very rich in fat. And so a small humpback whale becomes a big humpback whale very quickly.
Now, because it grows so quickly, it actually absorbs lots and lots of carbon. Now, carbon is a big problem in our world today. We produce it in many, many ways as human beings. And as we know, it causes global warming. Global warming melts the ice which is all around us. That ice is important for krill to grow and therefore is a food for the humpback whale. This week, we want you to act just like the humpback whale as a climate activist. You are going to make a plan about how you, your friends, your group, your school community, and even your entire area are going to work together to follow a system that's going to help protect the world from climate change and global warming, to not only look after yourselves and all of humanity, but also protect every single animal that relies on this ice to sustain its life. John, it's been amazing to have you again.
Thanks, Evan.
And we will see you all next week.